Hello again, this is James from Team Gentleman Turtles for our latest build of the game Cuddle. So as you can see, one of the newest features we added to our game was a 3D rotating menu. Before that we just had a 2D plane with some text on it. One of the biggest complaints we had with our games was that the lack of instructions. So instead of just leaving the player to figure it out for themselves or have us tell it, I just took the instructions from the last menu and just copied and pasted. So the 3D menu basically just rotates 90 degrees every time you click an arrow. So click the left arrow, -90, click the right arrow, 90 degrees. So pretty straightforward. As you can see, our game improved drastically in terms of graphics and aesthetics. We wanted a whole grimy feel and everything like that, so the level's been textured with a green tint. One thing you also notice is the particle system we have around the NPCs. That's just more easily differentiate between friend and foe. So, as you can see, the anglerfish has a green particle system around it. That means you can eat it. And the things that are chasing you have a red particle system to basically tell you to stay away from them. We used a particle system because before that we had a lighting system that emitted from every single one of the NPCs. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well because they just reflected off of different objects, with their color, so that just had a lot of people confused. One of our other big complaints we had was when we added new levels, we neglected to take into effect the new level array system. So we basically were loading the second level every time the player died. So as you can see, that doesn't happen anymore. When you die, you actually die. So then just restart the level. One thing that people did compliment our game on was the aesthetic feel of it. They thought it was very simple yet very effective. They really liked the animations on the seaweed and everything. So that was actually pretty easy to implement, just clicking and dragging the animation component from the 3D model from 3ds Max into the prefab in Unity. Another big addition to our game was the inclusion of a second level. So this one is vastly different from our first level. Here you don't have to worry about getting eaten or eating anything. You basically just have to get from one end of the pipe maze to another. So here we're going to have obstacles. We don't have collision detection on them yet because we're just going to implement that later. So essentially you just have to navigate yourself through the maze, use these barrels to blow up the fans so you don't get chopped up, and just make your way around. So you also use the barrels to explode those rocks so you can get from one place to another. And this was just a simple matter of taking pipe model prefabs and just putting them together. So a very modular approach, but it was very effective. One thing that we need to work on, of course, is getting the camera to work so it doesn't fly out of the pipes when you go right up next to it, so that shouldn't be too hard to implement. Alright, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully we will get a way to get out of this maze, and then we'll finish up our final level, and that should be it for our game. Thank you very much for watching.